Whiskers of the Peaks, the mountain cat's brave journey, high in the snowy peaks, where the wind howled through the rugged mountains and the icy cliffs glistened under the sunlight, lived a fearless mountain cat named Kaya. With her thick, silvery fur and sharp blue eyes, Kaya was the queen of the mountains, known for her strength, agility, and unmatched bravery. The mountain animals admired her, not only for her ability to scale the highest cliffs, but for her heart, always ready to help those in need. Kaya lived in a cozy den nestled between two towering peaks. From her home, she could see the entire mountain range, with its frozen rivers, snow-covered forests, and jagged cliffs. She loved her life in the mountains, where every day was an adventure. But even in this wild and beautiful place, danger sometimes lurked. One chilly afternoon, as Kaya was padding through the snow on her way back to her den, she noticed something strange in the distance. A group of mountain goats were huddled together on a rocky ledge, their heads bowed in fear. Kaya's sharp ears twitched as she heard the sound of a young goat bleating for help. "Something's wrong," Kaya muttered to herself, her fur bristling. Without a second thought, she sprinted up the steep cliff, her powerful legs propelling her higher and higher. She moved with the grace of a shadow, her paws barely making a sound as she climbed. When Kaya reached the goats, she saw what had frightened them. A young goat, named Milo, was stranded on a narrow ledge just below them. His tiny hooves had slipped on the ice, and now he was clinging to the rock, unable to climb back up. "Milo," one of the goats bleated. "Hold on, we're trying to help you." But the ledge was too narrow, and the other goats were too afraid to climb down and rescue him. Kaya's heart raced as she looked down at the terrified goat, his small body trembling in the cold. "Stay calm, Milo," Kaya called down to him, her voice steady and reassuring. "I'm coming to get you." Milo looked up at her with wide, frightened eyes. "I don't want to fall," he whimpered. "You won't," Kaya promised. "I'll make sure you're safe." Kaya took a deep breath and began her descent. The cliff was steep, and the ice made it even more dangerous, but Kaya was used to the challenges of the mountains. Her claws gripped the icy rock as she carefully made her way down to Milo's ledge. When she reached the young goat, she pressed her warm body against his, shielding him from the cold wind. "You're going to be okay," Kaya said softly. "I need you to stay close to me, and we'll climb back up together." Milo nodded, his small legs shaking with fear, but he trusted Kaya completely. Slowly, she began to guide him up the cliff, step by step. The climb was treacherous, but Kaya never wavered. She stayed by Milo's side the entire time, her sharp instincts and strength keeping them both safe. At last, they reached the top of the cliff, where the other goats were waiting anxiously. As soon as Milo stepped onto the safe ground, the goats gathered around him, nuzzling him with relief. "Kaya, you saved him," one of the older goats exclaimed, her eyes filled with gratitude. Kaya smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "We're all part of this mountain," she said. "We have to look out for each other." The goats thanked Kaya over and over, and Milo couldn't stop talking about how brave she was. But Kaya didn't stay long, there was still more to be done. Later that evening, as Kaya sat by the entrance to her den, watching the stars twinkle above the snow-capped peaks, she heard a faint rustling behind her. She turned to see Soren, an old mountain eagle who had lived in the peaks for many years. "Kaya," Soren said in his deep, raspy voice, "word of your bravery has spread throughout the mountains. The animals trust you, but there's something you must know." Kaya tilted her head curiously. "What is it?" Soren ruffled his feathers, his sharp eyes glinting in the moonlight. "The mountain pass is becoming dangerous. There are rumors of an avalanche that could block the only safe path through the mountains. If that happens, many animals will be trapped." Kaya's heart skipped a beat. The mountain pass was the lifeline for many creatures who traveled between the peaks. Without it, they would be cut off from food and shelter. "I have to do something," Kaya said, determination filling her chest. "I'll check the pass at first light." True to her word, Kaya set off early the next morning. The wind was bitterly cold, and the snow crunched beneath her paws as she made her way toward the pass. She moved swiftly, her eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of trouble. When she reached the pass, Kaya could feel the tension in the air. The snow on the cliffs above was packed tightly, and the slightest disturbance could send it crashing down. Kaya's sharp ears picked up the distant sound of snow shifting, and she knew that time was running out. Without hesitation, Kaya bounded up the mountainside. She needed to warn the animals that were traveling through the pass, but she also needed to find a way to prevent the avalanche. As she climbed higher, she spotted a group of mountain sheep making their way through the pass below. Kaya let out a powerful roar, her voice echoing through the mountains. "Get to safety! An avalanche is coming!" The sheep looked up in alarm, but they trusted Kaya. They quickly turned and began to climb out of the pass, moving as fast as they could. But Kaya wasn't finished yet. She climbed to the top of the ridge, where she could see the massive buildup of snow. She knew that if she could trigger a small avalanche now, it would prevent a larger, more dangerous one later. With a deep breath, Kaya leapt onto the edge of the cliff, her powerful body sending a small wave of snow tumbling down. The snow fell harmlessly into the valley below, clearing the dangerous buildup and preventing the avalanche from growing. Kaya watched as the snow settled, her heart pounding with relief. The pass was safe for now. When she returned to the lower slopes, the animals of the mountain were waiting for her. They cheered and howled, grateful for Kaya's bravery and quick thinking. "You saved us, Kaya," one of the sheep exclaimed. "You're the hero of the mountains." Kaya smiled, her chest swelling with pride. "I'm just doing what's right. We all live in these mountains together, and it's our duty to protect each other." From that day on, Kaya was known as the Whiskers of the Peaks, the brave mountain cat who kept the snowy peaks safe for all who lived there. She continued to watch over the mountains, always ready for the next adventure.